Once you have the millwork components placed, you can now start tagging and referring to the schedules that have also shipped with the content library. To start, I'm going to use tag by category in an interior elevation, and I'm going to set an attached leader to 1 inch. This is a baseline at 3/8 inch equals a foot because it will basically put the millwork tags just below or just above the cabinets themselves. If you need to, you can then obviously line up your tags so that they are all in the same spot, like so. Something that's important to notice is that all of the feature heights and dimensions that are in the Parallax Team Millwork library are done with shared parameters, and because of that, we won't actually have to spend any time dimensioning doors and drawers on any of these components. That's part of the reason in the last video we created a different type for B45A and B45B. While their width, height, and depth are now the same, the A and B will differentiate between the different sizes of doors and drawers. This means if you open up the included sample file and load in the millwork schedules, you'll notice that the base and full height schedule now has a separate entry for 45A and 45B. If you were to start making your way across the schedule, you'd see that in addition to the size of the cabinet itself, the feature heights are all then listed out as A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. What this means is that those differences in the feature heights for the doors and drawers are encapsulated in the schedule. This means that we only have to dimension the elevations if it's something that we want to dimension. In addition to tracking the dimensions of the feature heights and the cabinet dimensions themselves, you'll also notice that the face style gap dimensions, both in the vertical and horizontal dimension, are also covered in the schedule. The dimensions included also include the height and the depth of the toe kicks of the particular units. You'll see in the next video that this means drafting views and typical details for the cabinets don't need to encompass variations for all of these different changes, since we can simply say refer to the schedule and show a particular detail for each number of cabinet. The base cabinet schedule is very similar to the upper cabinet schedule, except that there are less feature types available, and obviously the toe kick and toe height parameters are not present. Again, you'll see that U21 and U51, as we place them in the model, are present in this schedule. There is also a countertop schedule, and how the countertop schedule is used will vary firm by firm, as some countertops are dimensioned in plan versus being scheduled. But all of the parameters used in the countertops, including the leg depths on all 3 countertop types, the leg lengths and the heights and materials, as well as the different backsplashes and side splashes, are all listed as shared parameters, which means they can all be brought into the schedule for identifying what the cabinets look like in the project. That way, if you want to, you can actually tag the countertops, or you can just dimension them in plan and elevation.